Hello, happy Lunar New Year, which is today, February 1st. Once again, my name is Ben Hearn, and we are doing a market watch for all of Wynnewood for January 2022. And like I always do, I've got it separated in like Penn, Wynn, and then Wynnewood. Although this past month, there wasn't really much activity at all. There's only like 5 homes that had some sort of activity in Penn, Wynn, and about like 17-ish in Wynnewood. That's typical for the winter. They always slow down. Like mid-March is when, at least in our area, the spring market starts to pick up. It's kind of right after the Super Bowl usually. And hopefully that happens this year. There is just no inventory whatsoever. And before we get started with the market watch, I'm not sure if you've heard, but the mortgage rates, they jumped up to 3.75% for a 30-year conventional mortgage, which people were predicting would happen by the end of the year. So right now it's below 4%. It's still historically low for mortgage rates. And in our area, I don't think it's really affecting buyers' buyer power yet. However, if it gets much higher, then you might see it depress what purchase price buyers can buy the homes at. I'm going to talk a bit more about that at the end, but I'll share the screen now and then we can get started looking at the homes. So we're getting started with Penn Wynn. There was 1604 Powder Mill Lane that was active less than a week, and it went pending for 400 for a detached home in Penn Wynn that was actually quite nice looking. So congrats on them. Beechwood is pending. That's been pending for a bit now. 1455 Manoa sold for 525, and that was 7% below asking. That was on the market for 84 days. I think I've said this before, just because it's a seller's market, and it is a seller's market, you can't just put any old price on a home. You have to price it right. And the beauty about pricing it right is then you get many buyers interested in the home. One of them gets a little crazy, and then they offer way extra, or they'll waive the mortgage contingency or inspection contingency. If you have if you have a really nice house in a really nice area, great location, good sized lot, etc., that's a lot easier. Some homes on busier roads or with a certain aesthetic where it kind of limits the pool of buyers. It might be a little harder to pull off, but it's still important just to price your home accurately so that you let the market kind of see how crazy they can get, as opposed to just trying to reach that top price from the get-go. You're going to alienate a lot of potential buyers. 216 Harrogate closed for 380, and that was above asking. That was on the market 5 days, and this had a pretty cute interior. Once we get there, there you go. All right, so that was Penn Wynn. Now we're switching over to Wynnewood, and there weren't too many active homes that stayed active throughout the whole month. So if we get started up top, 561 Moreno, that's going for 2-1. So that one, was active. That's got a sweet endless pool inside there. And 1218 Remington Road, that you might have seen that on the market before. It was it's one of those on again, off again type of deals. They're at 895 now. I think they're asking for over $1 million earlier. 1224 Remington, they had several price drops, which now they are under contract at 827. Wood Circle Drive, 2-bedroom. It's pending for 600. That's just the pending price. We don't know what exactly it sold for or what it will sell for. 525 Clothier Road. It's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous home. It sold 195. 614 Argyle for 650. That's pending now. 1029 Remington. That was on the market for a bit. That's now pending. 1242 Remington. They're all pretty close to each other. That was under contract. Now it's pending, which again, it's a home is active, then active under contract. It has the inspection contingencies, mortgage contingencies, then it'll go to pending. So pending and under contract both mean that an offer has been accepted. 386 Penn Road, that is pending at 1.6. That wasn't on the market too long, honestly. 5 days. So we'll see what that closes at. Cherry Lane. So now we have closed homes. 111 Cherry Lane, that they've been selling since like 2017. One of those on again, off again, on again, off again, but they got a price that wasn't too far off of what they were looking for. Well, let's see. So 3% below asking. So good for the sellers and everyone involved that they finally got that one under sold. 622 Loves Lane, that sold for 715, which was 16% below asking. That was a weird, like that had just sold less than 2 years ago, and it was relisted. Those homes are pretty unique, so it can be tough sometimes to find the right buyer for them. 1312 Drayton was yet again one of those on again, off again, on again, off again. That sold for 580. It was originally listed for like 599, and then it was taken off the market, put on for like 699, taken on and off and on and off, and they finally found a buyer. And then 255 Tompkin, this thing sold. It was listed for 750, and it sold for 853. So it sold 13% above asking. This was a nice home. It had a cute little backyard. The interior was nice. So yeah, they did a great job of pricing it right. 750, 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,700 square foot home with updates in it. That's a solid price that a lot of people get interested in. Somebody fell in love with it and offered a boatload of money. So that's the way to do it. They did that one correct. And that's it really for the month of January. So like I said earlier, I expect more homes to hit the market. But if you've been thinking of selling within the next 3 years, maybe you're planning to move to Florida or downsize or go to a condo or a retirement community, I'm not sure which. If you've been thinking of doing that anytime, the next 2, 3, 4 years, it might be worth having a conversation to see about selling this year, just because the mortgage rates are going up. They're not going to go back to what they were. It's still historically low at 3.75%, which it is now. When it starts getting to like 4.5% or 5%, and it might by the end of this year, buyers aren't going to be able to spend so much money on a home. Their monthly payments are just going to be too high. So you're going to see like a ceiling pretty soon on how much homes can go for. So, if it's like 5, 6%, then the buyers really are going to have to limit what they spend. So again, if you have been thinking of selling in the future, it might be worth discussing just at least what it will look like if you sell sooner than later within the next year. And I would, no obligation conversation. I would just help you explore your options and kind of walk you through what it would entail and see if it would make sense for you. My contact info is below, and that's all I have. All right, have a great month.